Hey everyone, it's Mark here, the CEO of AI Wealth Pilot. We've got a demonstration here. I'm going to work through some of the features and power of the platform. So let's get into it. So this is the homepage it's opened up at. It's the hub page. This is where it just launches to lots of information with overall market snapshot, top news, any news that's actually happening, and this is being fed in real time. We can see here that 3 hours ago it was refreshed last, and we can go through the rest of that page. The next thing that we'll look at is the Academy. We have an online course, which we're still populating on here, but the courses will run, and they're fully detailed courses on how to actually use the platform. All up, there's about 3 hours of courses on there. There will be more content coming, which will be instructional videos from myself, which will really go through and make it very clear with no ambiguity of what we do on the site, how to do it, and get the most power out of it. As a reminder, the artificial intelligence system on this platform, it's not ChatGPT, it's not Claude, it's not DeepSeek, it's none of that stuff. It's our own proprietary artificial intelligence system, which lives on servers in Germany. We've had it since 2017. It was trained from 2017 to 2020. Ever since then, it's been running, and it's the heart, the backbone of our product. The CTO of this product has a PhD in financial markets. He is the architect for the artificial intelligence system, and the artificial intelligence system was machine taught from him and his manual trades, and its knowledge with time has just been getting better and better. So when I went to the AI mentor here on the screen, it's the artificial intelligence system, which is ours. You can ask it any questions relevant to any of the markets, or if it can give you a tour of the site. It's just a general good go-to place while staying on the platform to get any information that you do need. Now, the heart of the platform just sits here under the AI trade engine. This is the backbone. This is where all the power is. The product's designed for retail traders, but it's giving them the power that an institutional trader has. And it's engineered off a Bloomberg-style terminal, which is everything in-house, and they go for $20,000 to $30,000 per month to get access to it. Obviously, that's not achievable for a retail investor or majority. That's why this product comes in. Down the left-hand side of the spine here, we've got the navigation pane. There's lots of stuff we can do. I'll start to work through these, and you'll get an understanding of what it looks like, how it all works, and things like that. Once you get your subscription with AI Wealth Pilot, the first thing that you can do is you click on this strategies tab here, and it will come with about 25 strategies already loaded for you. You won't have to design them. You won't have to engineer them. They've been proven, they've been tested, and they're going to cover everything from crypto, commodities, Forex, indices. So whatever you're interested in or you want to trade, there'll be some pre-selected. Now with time, once you build some confidence, you want to design or engineer your own, or modify existing ones, you can do that. We've got some ones here that I have designed myself to start with. And I'll just give you a bit of a walkthrough on how we use these things. So I've got a Bitcoin one here. I'll open that up first. Once it loads up, we can see it's a backtest. We can choose the time period that we want to simulate the scans going back. For this exercise, I'll do 30 days, and I'll do max trades to make sure that none are omitted. I will select what I want to look at. So across the top, when you're doing a back test, we can see we've got crypto, US tech stocks, Forex, commodities, global indices. We're doing Bitcoin today. I'll select Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been selected. We can choose a time frame, 5, 15, right through to 1 day. I'll select 15. And because crypto is a 24-hour market, I'll select all exchanges and all days. So what these exchanges mean is, if I was just to select Sydney, it will only do a scan between these times when the Sydney market is open. We could be trading a product that might be affected by a different market, so we can reverse engineer after we receive the data to turn off different markets. We can even select the day of the week that we're going to trade. Bitcoin's 24 hours, 7 days, so we'll start with all of it. I'll now run my scan. It's running the scan. We can see it progressing nicely along the bottom there, and then the data will pop up. we go. So over the last 30 days, look at this performance. We did 279 trades. We did a return of 92.8%. And we had a drawdown of 6%. Amazing. The best session to trade was New York, 33%. And the best day to trade Bitcoin was 35%. We can even go down and have a look at all the trades that it completed over those 30 days. If I just randomly select one, it gives me all the trade data and where it entered the trade and where it took profit or if it lost the trade. So we can pull a lot of data off the simulation. Once we've done a back test on a product and we like it, the next thing we do is we go up here to transfer to AI scan. So we've done a test for the last 30 days of how it would have performed. Now we want to forward test it in real time to see if the data in real time matches what it does in back testing. So here is what we've just transferred across. I'm going to run that. I'll select a time frame. At this stage, the maximum time we can run it forward is 7 days. We're upgrading this shortly and it'll be 30 days. So you can run it forward for 30 days. You then select what account you want it to execute the trades on. Because I want to just forward test it and validate my data from the last 30, I'll just select demo account. The next question it asks me here is the execution mode. Do we want it to be automatic? So you can go to sleep, it will open and close trades. Or do you want to have to get approval? It'll send you an email, you approve it, and it'll open the trade. We saw from the scan, it was about 247 trades over 30 days. So if you had it on email approval, you would have to approve 247 trades. That's for this style of trading. It's short scalp trading. If it was longer trading, maybe you do want email approval. But to get the performance from the simulation, we need to have email or auto execute turned on. I then hit confirm and burn. It's now transferring it to the scanner. We can see here it's now active and it's going to run forward completely automatic into the demo account for the next 7 days. As I mentioned, we'll be upgrading that shortly to a 30-day option. So now that's going to completely run. If I then have a look at our trade dashboard, it gives me all the telemetry from my accounts, a demo account or any active accounts. And we'll be able to see any active trades, pending approval if you had manual turned on, and any recent activity. What we also need to have a look at is we can have up to 5 exchange accounts connected to your system. So if we're doing that, how would that actually look for you? So if we go to the exchange accounts option, general subscriptions come with 1 account here. If we want to tag on more, we can add them for a small fee. It's about $79 per month. You could have maybe 5 sub-accounts in Binance. You could have 3 accounts in Binance doing something else. We're launching the product with Binance Hyperliquid, and we'll shortly be coming on to MetaTrader 5 and more going forward. So there'll be a selection of trading exchanges that you can use depending on what type of asset you want to trade. But it will be fully automated and the choice is yours. Let's do another back test. So we had a look at Bitcoin. The next thing we're going to have a look at is maybe a US tech stock. So I will go to strategies, back to where we found Bitcoin. And let's have a look at NVIDIA. So I will change it from Euro Yen to AUD. I'll type in NVIDIA, USD, and I'm going to do it on perpetuals. I did that then because it can be done on an exchange like Binance, 24 hours, 7 days. I'll do a 30-day back test, max trades again, 15 minutes. I'll choose every day of the week. Now, this will be a good exercise to show you how we can reverse engineer a trade setup to get better performance out of the trade. I'm going to run that scan. See it progressing along here. Cool. Now look at this. So we just did a simulation on a US tech stock. Over 30 days, 75% return, 7.7% drawdown, 262 trades. We can see which of the sessions had the best performance. London session, 41%. The best trading day is Thursday, 18%. We can see the equity curve from day one over 30 days as the equity in the account grew. And again, we can see all the trades. Sometimes when we run these scans, we might see that some markets will have a negative return or a certain day of the week will have a negative return. But for the purpose of this, I'll choose Tokyo because that was only 1%. I'm going to deselect Tokyo. And the worst day that we saw was probably a Monday, 4%. Deselect Monday. So I'm going to run that exact same simulation again, deselecting those 2 days. So being mindful, they were green days here, but we might find some Forex or tech stocks that for whatever reason, we will see a negative result here. So then we just go up, reverse engineer from our knowledge, deselect that, and we'll rerun the scan. So we had 75.6 and -7. The performance will actually drop because we just deselected days that actually do work. But it's just to give you an example of actually how that system works. So it's now running the scan, admitting Tokyo and Monday. And we'll see how that data looks. So we can see that the drawdown increased a little bit. Performance was quite similar, just because we reduced some days that were actually working quite well. So now we've looked at a crypto stock. We've looked at a US tech stock. We could look at, it hasn't been set up, but let's look at a Forex. So let's have a look at, I'm not sure, let's just choose Euro Japanese yen. 5 minutes, I don't know, 30 days, all exchanges every day of the week. Now, be mindful that this is just to show a Forex simulation. We haven't configured it for Forex. We're just using the same one that we use for a US tech stock. But let's just see how accurate it can be or how good the results may or may not be with those same metrics on a Forex pairing. So it's just going to run the simulation. I changed it also in this scenario to a 5 minute chart. So this is interesting. We saw a 41% net P&L, but the drawdown was way too big, minus 33%. We can see that the New York session, we had a -5. So let's use that strategy that I said before. We'll deselect New York. Days of the week, Sunday and Monday, no good. Deselect Sunday, Monday. Let's run that same simulation again with those selections. So 41 and -33. We want to see those data figures get better this time. Running the scenario. There we go. We got it up to 73 -12. Still a lot larger drawdown than we were seeing with the other two, but it hasn't been optimized for Forex. We can see that US red folder was a negative number. I can deselect that. What US red folder is, it's plus or minus 1 hour around any high event news events. So when something's going to get announced, sometimes that brings volatility to the market. So we started to scan it. But if I deselect it, we might be able to get this 12.97 down a little bit more. I'll run it one more time. No, it stayed. It wasn't enough to really give us a variable. Still 74% return, 12% drawdown. Not bad after 30 days. So that's our strategies, backtesting it. We looked at then, once we find something that we like, we can move it to the AI scanner and we can run it forward in real time. We can connect to any exchange. It can be automatic or manual. That's generally how the majority of people will operate the platform. There'll be 25 strategies on there once they execute their account, and every month we'll add more moving forward. Some people, however, we'll really want to get more into the technical side of things. So let's have a quick look at that. Back to this AI trade engine. If I look at technical strategy, what I'm going to do here is build my own strategy. So before I build it, I want to know, what am I building it for? Am I building it for Forex, commodity, crypto? I'll select just a random name. Then it's going to work across this menu at the top here, and we will answer the questions. So the first thing is higher time frame basis. What do we want it to be looking at or utilizing in this setup? It's gone to EMA stack. Got a lot of different options here. It defaults to that. I'll just leave it for the purpose of this demonstration. Next question, intermediate time frame opportunity. What do we want to be using in this exact setup? So, I don't know, we could go maybe the VWAP. And once I select any of these, it'll give us options relevant to that as well. So if I use a liquidity sweep, it's looking for bars. If I want to use fair value gap, it's looking for, again, whatever the variable is that we need to be set. I'll just set it to FVG. Next, the next question is for lower time frame confirmation. What do we want to do? Change a character, EMA cross. Find one that you want to test. We'll just leave it on change of character. Next. Okay, stop loss. Do we want that to be completed on market structure, a multiplier, or a dynamic, which is slightly higher risk? I normally just leave it on market structure. And then for the take profit engine, picks reward, dynamic. Picks reward seems to work quite well. It then gives me a review of exactly what I just set up then, and I'll save that strategy. Strategy created. Now under strategies, here's this very first strategy. I then go into backtest. That strategy I just created, I can then deploy it anywhere I want. Crypto, US tech, Forex, commodities, global indices, up to the user. So with a bit of research, you might find, or your knowledge that you already have, that for US tech stocks, you'll want to configure it a certain way. For crypto, you'll want to set it for a certain way. And off you will go. So that was a technical strategy. We can also do a pattern strategy. Let's create one of those. Call that one MM2. Again, we'll go any bias, category, reversal, continuation, structure. We'll leave all three. So this time it's letting us look at candle pattern setups, and we can just select as many or as little as you want. If I just do none and go to defaults, it'll select the default settings. We've got bearish and bullish on the right-hand side, but again, it's completely up to the user to set that up. Then we look at lower time frame again. I'll leave it to the default. We then look at the stop loss system. Again, lots of different options here. Just looking at market structure this time. And the last question is take profit. We'll go with change of character. Actually, no, market structure. Next, summary. That's now saved. It goes to the back test. And then you can deploy it again onto any trading environment that you want. So that's how we create a technical strategy, a pattern strategy. Either of those can be obviously fully customized, but again, it may be something that you use with time. Once you start using the system, then you want to start evolving the knowledge. Or if you've already got the knowledge when you come to the platform and you're very specific in how you like to trade, bang, go straight to pattern or technical viewer. Pattern or technical strategy. The next items we've got here is technical viewer and pattern viewer. I'll just select one of these. This is more for a day trader that may have 2 or 3 hours in the morning. They want to sit at their computer when the opportunities come, manually open and close the trades. Same thing, they select what they want to trade. They might want to be trading Bitcoin for 2 hours on a short time frame, any bias. They can set a score, how strong the performance needs to be for it to actually work. And then they just run it forward in real time. So it's going to run that now for us. We'll see how this performance is. Okay, so this did a 17% performance, 5% drawdown, but it was only over 5 days is the target window. We can select whatever the trade is, and then it will bring up all the data here on when to enter, when to close, and things like that. Again, fully customizable. Go in there, choose the patterns that you want to go with. The same with technical, you can completely set it up. So then you can start to watch it and start to go into the trading that way. The trade dashboard, next item down here, this will basically connect to your exchange accounts via API. You can have up to 5 accounts connected plus a demo account, and it will give you any open positions, active trades, order history, and you can see exactly what it's doing. The trade terminal, next thing, it looks very similar to any generic trade terminal. You can do manual trading here. If you'd opted in for manual trading, not automated trading, when you deployed a strategy, when you get the email and you approve it, it'll come to this screen. It'll all be auto-populated, and you just open the position and then eventually close the position. As I mentioned, we can have up to 5 exchange accounts. It'll load with one default. You can add more exchanges with time. It's $79 per month for every additional exchange that you want to add. You could have maybe 5 sub accounts in one in Binance. You might have something on MetaTrader, Hyperliquid, but it can be fully automated, but it will connect to all of them. We've got my trade journal here. This will look at all your past trades. You can run very detailed reports. You can see what you're doing well or what's not doing too well, and then you can use that data with the AI to start to modify things. You can export them as reports. You can get the full detailed trade report. Trade calculator for manual trading, where you can calculate your position sizes and your P&L side of things. So that's a good snapshot of the AI trade engine. We looked at the hub, how it works, all the news. We looked at community. Social AI is everything really news related, what's happening in the market. So we've really designed this product to be cancel out all the noise. You won't need to have 10 tabs open with trading view and X accounts and general news media, and trying to build a picture in your mind of how this is all going to work. With everything's here. The news is here. It connects to your trade account. It can be automatic. It can be manual. Time is valuable. This is maximizing your time. So when we come into the section here, you might be interested in Forex. You select Forex. It's pulling data from Forex relevant sites. The last one was 2 hours ago. You see something you like, you select it. It actually takes you to the website. It's validated, and you can read through it. So that's a really good source of information. Lets you know what's happening across all the different markets. So that's the community, the academy we looked at, AI trade engine we looked at, the hub we looked at, the coin system. So it's a monthly subscription system. It's $299 a month. And you can see from the power that you're getting from this platform and the performance that we're getting, even if you had $1,000 in a Bitcoin account, you make well past that in your first month just on that one trade. If you decide after testing that you want to use it on an annual subscription, there's a significant discount of 40%, which it brings it down to about $179 US per month. Memberships can be paid in either cash via Stripe, credit card, or they can be paid in crypto, whatever the client wishes is best suited to them. So that's a system overview of AI Wealth Pilot. A lot of power there, and a lot of ability for the client to really get creative and give that institutional grade platform for retail investors. Thank you.